Bleachers' self-titled album review. Let's chat about it. Hey friends, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning here tonight to chat about this latest album from Bleachers, New Jersey-based synth pop and indie pop act headed by production mastermind, your friend and mine, Mr. Jack Antonoff. He's been at it for years, doing the Bleachers thing for quite some time, and you know, I've certainly had a lot of thoughts. At first, when it comes to the early albums of Bleachers, like Strange Desire and Gone Now, I feel like you can see the future workings of a pop mastermind in pieces. Strange Desire, it's got some awesome tracks like Reckless Love and Roller Coaster are on there, synth pop anthems, if you will. But it's also very spotty in parts, and also Jack's vocals were not up to at least the snuff of the size of the tracks that he was writing. Now, his follow-up, Gone Now, this is an album that I've kind of always had a soft spot for. The singles on this thing, Everybody Lost Somebody, Don't Take the Money, Hate That You Know Me So Well, Don't Take the Money as well. These are just awesome singles, but once again, the spotty moments here were incredibly spotty. Now, the last time that we heard from Jack and company, they were going full Springsteen on the Take the Sadness Out of Saturday Night album, which, once again, it was solid. It was fine. Jack definitely went above and beyond for this thing. He got everybody from Lana to the boss himself on this thing. But it was just another very solid album from Bleachers with plenty of spotty moments as well. As a matter of fact, going back and listening to that again, there's actually a lot of tracks on there that just did not need to be there. The thing is with Bleachers music is Jack Antonoff can write a pop single in 5 minutes and have it probably be really memorable as well. However, I got this weird feeling with the music of Bleachers over the years that he's putting more effort into other people's music than he is his own music. And that leads me to this latest album. And leading up to this thing, I thought the singles were okay at best, but at the end of the day, this is actually one of Bleachers' worst projects. Jack is still the go-to in pop production for a reason. The guy can write a really catchy track, and there's plenty of those, like Modern Girl, for example. I love the punchy piano riff here and that Heartland rock feel. Initially, as this dropped as a single, I guess kind of liked it. I did enjoy it, but since then, I've actually enjoyed it a lot more, especially because on this track, Jack really has brought his songwriting chops. It's quirky, it's fun, it's just, it's likable. It's super quotable, and Jack, even in his performance, just sounds like he's having fun. I needed a track like this early on. It's great energy all around. It's just a really solid medium for Jack's sound. I think it's an awesome single. Jesus Is Dead is one of the punchiest and most interesting tracks of the bunch just because of how different it is. It's sort of moody, definitely some post-punk vibes here. It just has a little bit of a bite to it, a little bit of a punch to it. And yes, it's not as catchy as I personally would have enjoyed, but it's still a step in the right direction. It's something new. Not only that, but Jack continues to bring his songwriting to the table. I really enjoy this. Alma Mater, also really nice. Actually, honestly, it's more than just nice. It's freaking gorgeous. This dreamy, very old school atmosphere is just so likable. Lyric-wise, Jack continues to be, honestly, on his A-game. This track is beautiful on all fronts. Not only that, but on tracks like this, Jack's vocals, I can't remember a time that they've been more passionate. It's a really nice, starry ballad. I enjoy Tiny Moves as well, much like the Modern Girl single. Track did take me a little while to warm up to, but I certainly did. It's just such a, bubbly, carefree tune with this old school pop sensibility to it. It's not the most intricate track from Jack, or it doesn't have the punchiest hook either, even if it is catchy. But it's really sweet, it's nice on the ears, good on you, Jack. But man, I don't know. Somehow, God, after all these years, I just kind of find myself wanting a lot more. These Bleachers albums, if you really kind of dissect them, should be a lot bigger. Like I Am Right on Time as an intro. Listen, this is one of Jack's sleepiest albums, by far. And this track, it's definitely carefree and sweet on the ears, and it's certainly heartfelt. Tracks like this, you can tell they mean a lot to Bleachers. It's heartfelt and it's passionate, but it's also really choppy. This track doesn't have any kind of hook to really stand on or lean on. There's a lot of hustle and bustle on this track, but not a lot actually happening. Personally, I expected a lot bolder of an intro. Me Before You, also, this track kind of put me to sleep. And listen, listen, buddy, I've heard Jack Antonoff put out some serious power ballads in his life. But like I hear this and just we could do better. I mean, this very dreamy 80s sounding aesthetic reminds me a little bit of like Destroyer's Kaput. But the hushed verses and this hook that just sounds so phoned in, I just need more. The shoes that Jack has made for himself are freaking huge, but I feel like he's kind of lowballing us here. Oh god, and Woke Up today, like, God, when we get to tracks like this, it's just getting sad. I mean, no. The last thing I needed was for Jack Antonoff to just, I don't know, just go for this singer-songwriter folk sound that just sounds so forced. His vocals are so flimsy. Everything about this track is just not good. I always appreciate when an artist tries something different, but Jack doesn't sound up for this. Oh my god, and I hate to be that guy, but a lot of these very hushed, very sleepy, very quiet tracks on here, a lot of them blend together and mesh into this big, formless, starry-eyed thing of nothing. My god, it's just so annoying. I just wish that we got something bigger and bolder. And then we get to tracks like Hey Joe. This is 2 minutes of my life that I'm not going to get back. I mean, the lyrics, just everything about this track is so goofy. Annoying as anything, honestly. And we're going to know each other forever. I sure hope not. Jack continues with this track to really push for that great American pop album and really lowballing us. This continues to be so awkward. This track, Jack does not sound in his comfort zone at all. Reality is set in, folks, and this track is just more of the same. And with The Waiter as the finale, like, I'm just sitting here like, where are my anthems? Where are my hooks? Where's the fun? This is a 3.5-minute finale, but it feels like a 9-minute fade out. And listen, we're going to get to Ordinary Heaven, which is a much more interesting, in-depth use of this sound. But I hear The Waiter and like, Jack, come on, we can do better than this. It's honestly not a very good project. So much so that I'm sitting over here kind of worrying that I've been too tough on him over the years. Isimo, honestly, this track may be my favorite deep cut here. There is a grace and a refinement to this track that is really nice. And while his performance is hushed, it's one of the most passionate tracks here. It's a very subtle and visual track, but Jack really knocks it out of the park. Self-Respect, I feel like lyrically is one of the most poignant tracks of the bunch. And listen, this track is not the punchiest one here, but it is the most dramatic and epic one. I did not see this coming. And yet, it very well may not be as instantaneous or as anthemic even as tracks from Gone Now or Strange Desire. And that may alienate some, but I hear a track like this and I actually get caught up in what Jack's doing. The soulful horns, the fluttering synths, everything about this track's aesthetic is to die for. It's honestly a really great track and one that you should go out of your way to listen to. Call Me After Midnight might be my favorite track here. I just love how smoky and streamlined this track is. That really awesome smoky sax blaring through the background is also very nice. And Jack's upper registry, I mean, I'm usually not for it, but I feel like I can give him a pass on this track because it does work. Mostly because it's soulful as hell. And this track has a sense of wonder and adventure to it that I just get caught up in. And with Ordinary Heaven, Jack takes the sound that he would later butcher on The Waiter here, with an actually really nice sort of glitchy, synthy ballad, almost to like the respect of Bon Iver or like the 22 A Million era of him. And while a track like this may not be for everyone, I actually think it's one of the most unique ones here. It's not perfect, it's a little choppy in parts, it's over 5 minutes, but something about this track does live up to the hype for me. It feels like those big shoes that Jack has made for himself actually fit for once. It is a little preachy though. Just saying. Yeah, this album, I'm sorry, but I don't think it's one of Bleachers' best. And more that I think about it, I think it actually is probably their worst record. I mean, the consistency here is a big thing. Jack Antonoff here, clearly the guy writes ballads, the guy writes pop music, and when he focuses, he sounds like he's in his element. The thing is, here, he tries to experiment quite a bit and brings in a lot of new elements to his music. Some of them are really cool and actually really thrilling and I want to hear a lot more of. But then there's a lot of very, very sleepy moments on here, folks. And if you're not into it, trust me, if you're napping halfway through, don't blame me. For now, I'm feeling a light 6 on this album, but let me know what you all think down below. If you liked the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below if you would like for me to chat about it in the future. And until next time, have a great day, friends.